Poco X3 here in the studio, one of the most anticipated budget mid-rangers of this year due to the brand new Snapdragon 732G processor and loaded features like the 120Hz refresh rate, huge 6000 mAh battery with 33 watts fast charging, liquid cooling system, dual stereo speakers, or its IP53 rated water resistance. And we are here to find out the Poco X3's drop impact resistance, scratch resistant quality of its glass protection, and test out the IP53 rating to see if it's any good or not. It is nice to see that Mi is giving a good quality free case inside the box, which is in vast contrast to the poor quality ones with earlier devices. It should do a great job of protection unless you want a different third-party case. The Poco X3 is one of the heaviest devices this year, weighing in at 225 grams because of the massive 6000 mAh battery. Although the weight distribution is good and the heavier weight should not be an issue if you are already used to heavier devices. Though there was an unusual amount of weird cracking noises while pressing from the display side in my usual trial bend. We'll focus more into that during the bend test in our next video. Mi is still continuing to give pre-installed plastic screen protectors on their devices since the Redmi 9 series, and it is also the same on the Poco X3. Also, unlike some other brands which hide poor quality glass protection underneath the screen protectors, Xiaomi has always maintained a good track record of giving us high quality tempered glass protection on the displays, and we are hoping for the same on the Poco X3 also. So we are performing the scratch test to know the scratch resistant quality of the glass protection on the screen by rubbing it with common atoms found in pockets and a heavy duty blade. Now the blade here does an awesome job of segregating the poor quality glass protection from high quality glass like the ones provided by Corning. Poor quality tempered glass protection found on some budget devices have been consistently failing the blade even though it's not supposed to according to the Mohs scale of hardness, since glass is harder than steel. Will the Poco X3 keep up Mi's great track record of high quality tempered glass protection? As expected from a Mi device, the Poco X3 survives the blade and passes our scratch test due to the presence of genuine Corning glass as usual. Few important things to remember are that the Poco X3 is not IP68 dust and water resistant, so it will be enormously dangerous to dunk it completely underwater. Though for the first time in the history of Xiaomi, the Poco X3 is officially IP53 rated water resistant, which means it does have some degree of official splash resistance, further strengthened by the fact that the SIM tray has a rubber seal on it. It is great to at last see an IP53 rated certification on the Poco X3, the only device to actually have it in the under 17K price segment. So in the ongoing oleophobic test, we are looking for the presence of oleophobic coating on the glass protection, which helps in managing ugly fingerprint smudges on the display and also makes for a smooth feel on touching with the fingers. The devices which fail the scratch test usually do not have an oleophobic layer, and its absence is proved when water lies flat and sticks to the glass surface, forming a pool instead of forming spherical drops and rolling off the surface, like you can see here on the Poco X3. Another good news is that the audio from the external speakers is not getting affected as of now, signifying that the process of liquid damage has not yet started. We have to keep a close eye as we go through the different stages of the test, since Mi devices of the past have not done particularly well and have suffered from irreversible damage. Like the Redmi Note 8 and 9, during this night splashing round itself, had suffered from black screen issue due to permanent motherboard damage, even though it had P2I coating, supposed to make it splash resistant. It further goes to prove that P2I isn't that good in terms of splash resistance. but the official IP53 rating on the Poco X3 seems to be legit and working until now. Besides that, a lot of temporary but unsavory stuff can take place like screen flicker, blank screen issue or headphone icon issue. Though the most common occurrence is low loudness levels and distorted low audio from the external speakers, which can last for a few seconds without any damage, or it may last for many hours, signifying the process of liquid damage has set in and can permanently damage the sound unit, motherboard or the display unit. Though it's great that the Poco X3 here has not faced any audio issues as yet. Is the IP53 water resistance rating a genuine thing on the X3, or will the bad memories of the Note 8 resurface? We are hoping that Mi continues to incorporate IP rated certification on more of the upcoming mid-range devices, since the Poco X3 has managed to sail through all the rounds like a water resistant champ, passing a water test without breaking a sweat and also surviving a few seconds submerged underwater. Will the Poco X3's heavy weight of 225 grams be a disadvantage? First drop from pocket height, bottom side facing down. No dents or cracks as yet on the bottom side. Now moving on to the second pocket height drop, top side facing the marble floor. Still no damages suffered on the shiny plastic top edge. Next, third drop from pocket height, quad camera unit, backside facing down. The newly designed quad camera unit seems to have handled the hard drop impact without any minute damages like the Realme 7 and the Pro. Next, the last drop from pocket height, display side facing down. Despite the heavier weight, the Poco X3 has managed to handle all 4 drops from pocket height. We are performing the drop test on the Poco X3 from different angles to prove the drop impact resistance of its aluminum and plastic body and shiny plastic edges. Now increasing the drop height to 1.6 meters head height. First high drop, bottom side facing down. Unlike other devices, no cracks or damages until now at the bottom edge. Next, second high drop, top side facing the floor. The shiny top edge has managed to handle the high drop impact without any dents or damage. Next, with live video recording from the rear camera for the third high drop, quad camera unit backside facing down. The newly designed camera unit seems to have done a fantastic job of handling both drop impacts without any minute damages like the Realme 7 and 7 Pro. Next, for the fourth and last finale drop you have been waiting for, display screen side facing down. The Poco X3 seems to have lost its mind due to some internal damage after the finale high drop, with automatic ghost touches and ghost icons appearing in the camera app. But thankfully this was just temporary as it recovered within some time. After the initial scare, the Poco X3 does manage to pass the drop test despite the heavy weight, with no damage or cracks to the glossy plastic sides, internals or the camera unit.